everyone, I'm Taylor Bunn, Executive Director of Hope for All. Welcome to today's Awareness Wednesday. I'm here with Amy Britton, who is the Vice President of Development at Envision Dallas, and she's going to take us on a virtual tour today.
Welcome everyone. We're so excited to have you. Can't wait to show off Envision and share about our important mission and the work that we're doing to serve people who are blind or visually impaired. So we are very proud of this art studio that's coming online this month, our very first virtual art class. Just in a couple of weeks, we already have 12 participants registered. And this program is being launched in partnership with the Nasher Sculpture Center based out of Fort Worth, and also the Dallas Museum of Art here in Dallas. And another one of our community partners, Dallas Independent School District, is bringing their deaf-blind kiddos here once a month to learn some independent living skills. And we have provided wraparound services, including our art program and some STEAM workshops while the kiddos are here. So not only are they learning independent living skills, they're interacting with role models here, people who are blind and visually impaired, working both in our manufacturing plant, but also in professional jobs in our administrative team.
So you've got a lot of fun, different materials and textures and different things to create with and play with in here. When you do this virtually, you'll be teaching people at home just how to make different artworks and things like that. Is that how the program works?
Absolutely. So the curriculum's developed from a licensed expressive art therapist in partnership with our community partners. And we're sending kits home ahead of time.
Oh, that's great.
And we're doubling the kits so that their family members at home can participate with them, whether they're sighted or not. But yes, everything is it's designed to be very tactile, three-dimensional when possible, and we're always accepting donations of magazines, different textured papers, cloth fabric, anything that's high texture that would be kind of stimulate the different senses for our participants.
What a great program.
Pretty exciting stuff. We know it's isolating when you have a disability, and art has a really unique way of bringing people together, building a sense of community, and also providing an important outlet for expressing yourself. So another partnership of ours, we have acquired the American Foundation for the Blind's Esthers Place and the Center on Vision Loss. And so this Esthers Place was the brainchild of Esther. You'll see a picture of her later, but really designed to promote independent living skills for all ages, from the cradle to career is what we like to say.
That's great.
And so
wow.
In this model apartment, it's really designed to be used by our occupational therapist to work with people to learn, how to make simple modifications in their home space. Not all of them cost money, but all designed with the intent of promoting a sense of independence. So whether you're losing your vision due to age-related vision loss or you're born blind, there's an opportunity here for you to learn how to take care of yourself, produce meals, operate appliances, simple solutions for doing laundry, showering, the whole 9 yards you can learn in here. And on the wall to our right is a picture of Esther. This really was her legacy that she left.
And was she visually impaired or just had a heart for it?
She had a heart for the mission. She really did. And I think it became even more important to her as she, later in life, we all begin to lose our vision in different capacities. So it's a experience that we'll all go through in some form.
Wow, this is great.
So what I'll point out in here is you see we've included different games and books, and our mission is to provide inspiration and improve quality of life, and so that exceeds purely work or independent living skills. We really want our folks to have a sense of community, to thrive and experience all that life has to offer, and that includes just having fun and reading books to your children. So we've showed ways that you can modify any tactile book with the large print by putting braille taping inside the book. So if your kiddo is blind or visually impaired, they can begin learning how to read.
Wow.
With braille.
Cool.
And so from the large print to brailled Uno cards, a dollar bill reader, lots of tricks. How do you know what color you want to wear?
Okay, wait, we're gonna do that again. Oh, dollar bill reader. This is great. Okay, so all of this is adaptive technology. Wait, do this again.
So,
so it scans it and tells you what color it is.
It scans it and tells you what color it is.
That's really cool.
And so we have talking, blood pressure monitor. The technology in this space is designed to be voice activated. Many of the remotes nowadays have the microphone button, but you can navigate through the different menus through audio, which is really helpful. And then you see this high contrast mat. This is really inexpensive material, and by putting the white down, it really makes the black of the remote high visibility. You'll see that in the kitchen space as well. So we're all about inexpensive solutions. One thing that I love about the folks that we serve is they are natural problem solvers. From the time they get up in the morning to the time they go to bed, they're solving problems because they live in a world designed for people who are normally sighted. And so, for example, how do you know if you want to boil water, how do you know if the water's actually boiling without injuring yourself, sticking your hand in it or putting your hand over it to see if it's actually boiling? And what we have here is a simple solution. You can hear it. This is a glass mechanism that you put in the bottom of the pan, and when the water is boiling, it just makes that sound so that you can know safely that you've boiled the water.
And then you have added these tactile bumps to the...
Yes, Claudia will go into through our Supporting Our Seniors program. Claudia goes into the homes of seniors who are experiencing age-related vision loss, and she will help modify their existing appliances through these tactile bumps, and then train them on how to use their appliances with these simple modifications.
And then, like with the white, we've got the black behind the glasses so that you can see better.
Exactly.
And then more tactile adjustments for time.
Yep. 10 minutes. Dinner's ready. Simple solution here in the washer dryer area. Just by putting a rubber band around your socks before you wash them, you're not walking around with mismatched socks, white, black, in this example.
Okay, and then here's your bathroom.
So we don't typically like to go to bathroom together, but in this case it's for training.
It's for training only.
And so you see, if you have a very similar shampoo and conditioner bottle, by putting one rubber band on the shampoo, 2 rubber bands on the conditioner, you're not guessing whether you're conditioning twice. You're actually able to differentiate between the two. And then over here, dealing with medications is a big safety issue, especially if you're blind or visually impaired. And so we have a RFID reader. So you can see most people aren't aware that they can ask for large print labels through their pharmacy. And some pharmacies even have the RFID reader. So we've simulated a small dining situation here. If you're at a restaurant and you're blind, or you're having a guest over and you want to provide a cup of water, you're not sure how full the glass is. Do you know them well enough that you want to stick your finger in the water? Not sure about that. So what we have is this is a level monitor, and it creates an auditory alert once the water level has increased enough. And I'm not sure I have enough water here. I'm gonna tilt the glass and see if we
Okay.
see how it alerts.
Cool.
That way you're not sticking your finger in your friend's iced tea.
So now that Amy has shown me some of this, I'm gonna try my own experiment with trying to do this as a blind person would. So I'm closing my eyes. It's really full. So Amy, most totally blind people would use a cane at home as well as out in the world?
Actually, they're pretty familiar with their living space, so not so much at home. They typically have memorized or have the orientation kind of in their, a mental image of what their space is.
Okay. Did the thing stay on there?
Yep.
I don't feel like I have a good angle.
So remember my comment about problem solving.
See, and I'm thinking now, like, this is water. If it were hot, like if it were tea, totally different story. That thing's in there. I feel like it's too full. Okay.
The brightness is too bright for me. It bothers my eyes, so I'm going to turn the invert color on.
Color enhancements enabled.
And that helps my vision. I can increase magnification,
1.8.
make it, as large as I need it. You can do multiple settings, a different enhancement. Right now I'm using a mouse here, pointer. I think this is the color yellow. And then I have a circle around it where it allows me to locate the mouse pointer quickly this way. This here, the rectangle, it's a focus. So if I'm navigating with the keyboard, it will show me where my focus is.
Okay.
And it also, the screen reader reads where my focus is. I'm going to go to an application, for example, Excel. I'm using my focus here, and it tells me the address, the column and row. And if I'm typing, I'm going to type my first name. Notice the typing cursor. It's also enhanced. I can change the color, I can change the size. This would help the blind community for people who are low vision, that has some vision.
Yeah.
So this is one example. I can also go to, if I'm searching for something, I can, for example, Amazon. If I don't know the address, here's Amazon.
Google search. Amazon-Google search.
And I'm going to
1.6.
So when you learn all about assistive technology, there's a way that you can navigate to the links very quickly. So I'm using keyboard command, for example, JAWS F7, which is a combined pattern of JAWS and Zoom.
Skip the main content 1 to 121.
So I'm gonna look for Amazon to see if I can locate it.
Site Google 50100A Amazon.com official site
Amazon. So I'm gonna press enter.
Enter version static
And I'm on Amazon.
Wow.
So it's all about making them effective, efficient, you know. But it always starts with the keyboard. They must memorize the keyboard.
Yeah.
Because this is the main steering wheel of the car when learning assistive technology.
Amando, when you think about the clients that you've served, is there a specific client that comes to mind that you think is a story that she should know about?
A client, I think I mentioned it the last time, when I first started my training, there was a client, her name is Bring, I remember last name, I forget, it's been almost 8 years. Okay, she used to be head of HR for AT&T, okay, and one day she was just driving, and out of the blue, her vision, you know, just went out. She hit a bus, like a public transportation type of bus. But like everyone else, you go through a stage, you know, you lost your vision and you don't know what to do, so you don't look for help right away. But she waited about a year, and then she looked for help, and she came here. And the very first day I trained her in a similar product like this one. Right that day, she said, "Oh my Lord, I could do my job today if I wanted to." She wasn't aware of it. But the good news is, even though she couldn't go back to AT&T, she wrote a couple of books. And on top of that, she also became a pastor.
Oh.
So she's doing great. That's the one story I can share because I know about her. And she's an amazing person. And she lost her vision, by the way, by a mosquito bite.
Wow.
What?
West Nile virus. Not the first time I ever heard in all the years.
Wow.
A mosquito bite. That was her cause for the
And so she
vision.
lost her vision very suddenly.
Yes.
And
Yes,
so
she
that's
did.
versus, we were just talking about like versus somebody who maybe loses their vision gradually
Oh, they were born.
and can
with-
adjust. Right.
In my case, I didn't know I had a disease, a vision loss of any kind, because I used to drive up until the age of 25 or 26. And my condition is called Usher syndrome, or RP, retinitis pigmentosa. And that's something that gradually gets worse over the year.
Okay.
And your vision become more narrow.
Okay.
So yeah, it depends. Some individual, because of diabetes, that's the number one cause for sure. Diabetes. So this is what we do here. That machine here, this is Zoom Text and JAWS.
Okay.
This is JAWS by itself for someone who is completely blind.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so they just go by the screen reader. So I'm gonna just press the window key. It opened the start menu. Now they have to focus on listening to the screen reader, which in my case that will be bad for me. But I'm gonna get better at it. But
All that's 3D view of Windows 7 zip folder.
they learn how to navigate and just focus on listening to the screen. If they want to open something, I teach them how to activate the desktop, for example. All keyboard commands.
Windows D, folder view, list view, not selected, recycle bins.
There's a recycle bin. So if they're looking for a particular program they want to open, they can even use that first letter navigation. For example, I don't know what we have here, but I'm going to try maybe O for Outlook.
Open book 9.0.
That's open book.
O.
No, we don't have O. Okay. Maybe Edge.
E.
No.
Fun with typability. 12 of
Okay,
17.
Fun with Typability. That's a typing program that we use for those who are just beginning to learn the keyboard. So that's what we do here, and we want to make sure that they learn not only the typing, but Microsoft Office product, Windows, file management, you know, document library, picture library, things like that, internet, email communication. That's what we try to do, the most important. And hopefully once they complete their training is find an opportunity to find a job somewhere.
Yeah. This is great. Thank you for sharing it with me.
Taylor, do you have any questions for me for assistive technology?
So how long have you been teaching here at Envision?
How long? October 1st is 8 years for me.
8 years.
Yeah.
And had you already started to experience vision loss when you came here?
Yeah, I have. Well, mostly my hearing.
Okay.
My hearing. But my vision loss, it's been stable now for about 5-6 years maybe.
Okay.
But it did get more constricted as far as the tunnel vision.
Yeah.
I have 2 other sisters the same way.
Okay.
Hearing and vision, and my oldest is almost 100% blind. Now, does that mean that may happen to me? I really don't know. That depends. But I'm okay. I'm okay. I still have a life here. I still move forward. I did not know what a computer was. And here I am today teaching it. I never thought I was a teacher. So I'm just
What does this
happy.
mean to you? What does Envision mean to you?
I'm sorry?
What does Envision mean to you?
I think it's a great company. I think the focus is on helping the blind community, which is what we need. And I think we eventually will make the local businesses and so forth aware that because you're blind doesn't mean you can't work. We can do so many things. And you can see it on the production side. People are working with their hand on machines and they're completely blind. And then on this side, they learn how to use a computer just like a sighted person can. And that's what I love about Envision. It's giving us an opportunity to do that. And we want to continue to grow and hopefully help so many individuals that I think today, from the last time I heard, we are only helping maybe about 10% of North Dallas and Fort Worth.
Yeah.
North Texas.
In North Texas, right? And there's so many that don't know, are not aware about all these services that we have. And that's what Envision is trying to do, bring more awareness.
Well, I hope we can help with that.
Absolutely. We're so
Yes,
excited
yeah.
to have Hope for All here to help promote the important work that we're doing. It's because of partnerships like the one with Hope for All that we're able to get our message out in the community like Amando just described to you. I want to draw your attention to another partnership here. LC Industries Foundation provided some seed money to build out this assistive technology
Oh, wow.
lab.
Okay.
And so this is a peer organization that has the manufacturing function, but they don't have the community programs that we provide. Instead, they choose to make grants to organizations like ours to help build out the programs. And Amando and Al's work is so important because people with disabilities face a lot of discrimination, whether we recognize it or not, a lot of discrimination in the workplace. And so our mission really is to flip the script where instead of, like Amando described, really educating employers on that people with disabilities can do the job. We really want to flip that script and say not only can they do it, but they're valuable assets to the team because of their problem solving skills,
Yeah.
because of their unique perspective that they bring to the table. Very important perspective that can help design better products, make the world a safer place across the board. Whatever function it is in a professional environment, you'd be hard pressed to find a job that someone with vision loss cannot do.
And Al, do you mind being on camera?
Oh, no, I don't mind.
So can you tell me about your experience at Envision? How long have you been working here?
I've been here for 12 years.
12 years.
Yeah.
You must love it.
Well, yeah.
And so do you mostly teach here in the adaptive technology?
Now I do, yes. I actually first started off in the industrial side, in the writing department. Then I gradually, I slowly moved up the scale to another call center that we used to have here in the past, which was verifying the explanation of benefits for patients. And then went over to the bold side, and now I am here doing the assisted technology, which I never thought in a million years that I was going to be teaching. I'm more into like the business side versus, the teaching. That never crossed my mind, but I truly do love the mission here, which is to provide assistance and teach the ones that have recently lost their vision, whether it was caused by a disease, for an illness or an accident, different things like that. So we want to make sure that we provide the most extensive training for individuals to succeed, whether, like Amando said, if it's going back to school or going back to work, or just, in general, for them to enhance their skills.
What do you want people to know about Envision, or what do you want normally sighted people to know about people who are not normally sighted?
Well, like Amy mentioned, what I want people to understand is that people with disabilities it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter what kind of disability the person has, but as long as they get the proper respect with dignity, as far as like they're just like any other individual that could be working at a law firm or different places. It's just about, I guess it's more about sensitivity training to the community, educating the individuals to believe in us, people with disabilities, not to just see us as not capable of doing things.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you sharing with me.
You're welcome.
If you'd like to support Envision Dallas, you can hop on over to the Hope for All homepage, www.hopeforall.us, to register to be a volunteer to help walk Envision Dallas employees to their cars at the end of their workday. If you're not able to volunteer at this time but still want to help, we also have a fundraising campaign that will be open through the end of 2020. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Thank you to Amy for showing us all the great work at Envision, and we look forward to seeing you at the next Awareness Wednesday.